I'm doing good, man. So, man, what are the updates, man? What's the updates? What's going on, man? Caleb Plant, obviously, he had a loss from from Canelo Alvarez, and then gets a nice, crazy knockout from Darrell, and now we're in training camp for David Benavidez. So, talk to me.
I mean,
What's new?
Cant is kind of, it's a grind, so nothing's really new. Just working every day, what's today's date? The second. So we got 23 days to the fight. You know, that's pretty much what it is in camp. It's just every day, you're just grinding. I'm just getting in, just jumped in the shower. Actually, I got a massage therapist on the way over to my condo right now, man. I'll be top. I'll be beat up too, man. So that's it.
Yeah.
It's all we doing is just working, man.
So, anything different in this training
Excuse me,
mechanism?
what'd you say?
Like anything different in this training,
Um,
leading up to
I
this fight,
mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like we got
uh,
big monster here. The
that's
Mexican
what they call
monster
them.
they
We
call
gonna
him.
see. I personally don't believe in monsters, but if they monster, that's cool, whatever. I'm not getting in all of that. Um, at this stage, you train fight specific, and obviously, he's a different fighter than the last fighter, Anthony Durrell. So you gotta change things up a little bit, but we you know, the hard work, the schedule, the routine, it's all the same. You just you can't make it more than what it is. It's a fight, you know. Uh, and even though he's a real good fighter, he probably might be a great fighter. I'm talking about Benavidez. No fighter is invincible. Anybody could lose. Anybody could be hurt. Anybody could be knocked out. You know, um, Despite what people may say, anybody could go. Better fighters than David Benavidez than lost fights. You know what I'm saying? I seen a prime Mike Tyson lose. Roy Jones lost. Sugar Ray Leonard lost. You know what I mean? So anybody could lose. So I don't look at people like they invincible and they can't be beat and all that kind of stuff. I don't look at it stuff like that. He's a man. Caleb is a man, and we're gonna find out who's the better man on March 25th, and that's just that.
That's real, that's real. Just the gear up to this fight is starting to get like when we're talking about one of the mega fights in boxing now. You know, um, you have so many different predictions coming from so many different angles and it's cool. I mean, how does this moment
Um,
feel to you?
I'm in it, so it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? I know it's a big fight and all that kind of stuff, but um, man, I'm telling you, I do the same thing every day. So I don't read none of that shit on the internet. I don't get into that. I hate when people even like copy and paste or screenshot, send me a link. I don't want to see, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't care. But basically, I get up, man, I do yoga, I eat breakfast, I meet Caleb at the gym, we do what we gonna do. I leave, I get something to eat, and I watch TV. And then I go home on the weekends to see my family. Come back Monday morning, and it's rinse and repeat. That's it. So I'm kind of like living a little bit in the bubble because I don't really, I know it's a big fight. Obviously, like the winner of this fight, like, PBC got Earl, Deontay, and Tank, right? The winner of this fight is like a star. Like they on that level. You know what I mean? So obviously I know that, but it's just a fight. You can't like make it too much more than what it needs to be. That's how you tighten up. That's how you do the wrong thing, man. It's just a fight. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna do what we do. That's it.
So man, like talk to me like obviously things have been changed. You told me you're like last time we spoke, we talked about, hey, we wanted it around April, I think you said that or I think it was like April, I wanna something between like your daughter does
Yeah,
track and you have to make
yeah. But
sure,
it's all
is that what
good.
it
It's
is?
only a week before. It's March 25th. That's, bro, I don't complain
Mm-hmm.
about nothing. I don't complain about nothing. I don't care. It's not that deep. My birthday is April the 2nd. So I'm gonna get an early birthday present.
Mm.
That's all. It ain't no big deal, man. It's just a week before.
And that's what you said. That's
When
what
you're
you said
trying to
in the
make a
last
fight,
segment. Yeah.
you don't want to say and do too much to cause you to not get the fight. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's gonna cry over 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever. Both sides got to compromise so you could get the fight, and that's just that. So March 25th is fine. We have plenty of time, and ain't nothing to complain about. Now it's time to get down to business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what's good about this fight is the gear up, Brebban. It's just like, when you talk about big fights, guys that really know how to trash talk and back it up, you know, this is like that true indication of it. Like you've seen it all the time. Even if it was Mike Tyson, that it wasn't necessarily funny, but just to say like I'm gonna eat
Mhm.
your kids and stuff like that, that impulsiveness, like and that trash talk, and then like you had Ali that he did the same thing, you know what I'm saying, and backed it up. You got Tyson Fury, he'll do the same thing, you know what I'm saying. um it's starting to become, the number one, number two topic when you gotta talk about, fights coming up,
It's the
you know what
first
I'm saying.
it's the
And
first
I'm
pay-per-view fight of the year. You know what I mean? It is. It's
mm,
the first big fight of the
mm,
year. And like, listen, like the winner of this fight gonna kind of like put they put PBC on his back. Like, like
mm,
this is that's a real fight. And it's you know, well, people don't think it's 50-50. They think David is got an edge, but that's cool. But like it's a
you're
um
the favorite.
it's a fight where people have mixed opinions about who's gonna win. It's not like looked at like, you kind
That's
of
popularity
say that again?
though. That's kind of
Yeah.
like popularity. You know what I'm saying? They have like a
Yeah.
close
But
resume,
look,
if you really think about it. A loss from Canelo versus undefeated. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? That's really
I'm
that's
um
what it comes down to.
I'm cool with more people thinking David is gonna win. You know, that's fine. He's the
Mm,
undefeated fighter. Nobody's seen him lose. He got more knockouts. He's like more like he has like a more rugged kind of style. So that's cool. Like whatever. They still gotta fight, you and that's just that. Yeah,
three-time
like whatever.
champion.
Like listen, he got he 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 deserve everything. He deserved to be the favorite. People think he gonna win the fight. That's fine. Nobody's opinion ever offended me. You know what I mean? Like people got a right to believe who they want, who they think is gonna win. They got a right to root for who they want to win. That I don't give it. I don't care about that shit, man. I just believe in my guy, and there's been a lot of talk about who gonna show up and all that kind of stuff. Well, we gonna show up on March 25th. We're not trying to get out of the fight. We gonna be there, and we gonna see, what happens, and that's just that.
I did ask him, if it's close,
Ask
would
who?
you give him a rematch? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
David. I asked David, I said, yo, if it's close, you know what I'm saying, would you give it a rematch? It was a controversial win with his last rematch that he had, you know what I'm saying, when he got knocked down. But he gave that man a rematch, you know what I'm saying? And then when you talk about big money fights, keeping it in house, you know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? And he said he did. He did mention a rematch, you know what I'm saying? But he has a straight, he knows what he's gonna go for. He's going for a knockout, and that's what he's preparing for.
That's
You
fine.
know what I'm saying? That's his game plan,
That's fine,
and that's
man.
what it is.
Listen, he's supposed to feel how
Yeah.
he feel, you know. But the thing is that anything that David could do to Caleb, Caleb could do to him. You know what I mean? They both got
Hmm.
two gloves on. he's a human being. He got a jaw. He got a nose. Like that's cool. Like I heard him say that
Mhm.
he's going for a 6 round knockout at the in LA at their press conference, and that's cool. He make it.
He stayed there with the whole
Yeah,
energy with a whole bunch
yeah.
of
So
everybody,
that's
everybody.
cool. That's cool. Whatever.
Put it there.
Like I'm not getting into no predictions, but what I do know is that whatever he can do to Caleb, Caleb could do to him. You know, uh, you know what they say down south.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no fun if the rabbit got a gun. So he gonna be shooting his bullets
Mm-hmm.
and Caleb gonna be shooting his bullets back. It's not gonna be no
Mm-hmm.
one-way action in there. Um, we ain't coming there to lay down and some days you the hammer, some days you the nail. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens on March 25th. I'm very excited and I'm very, very confident. I'm very confident in my kid to fight. I wish the fight honestly, if this just me talking, I'm not speaking for Caleb or David. I wish the fight was this weekend, man. I do. I wish the fight was this weekend. I wish they this era, these guys don't fight enough, man. These camps is long. You don't need all that time to get ready for no guy, man. 8 weeks, if you stay in shape, you can get ready and fight, you know. And Caleb, he don't really get that big, between fights. So he could fight. He could fight this week if he wanted to. But we got a couple more weeks to go. Just got to be patient. Can't get too high, can't get too low. Just be ready to fight. That's it.
Yeah, man. Like obviously working with fight hype and stuff, I gotta be on these like prediction stuff, So I obviously want to get into yours, but like gearing up to this fight though, it's just like the predictions is funny because it's like you want to bet on the underdog, you know what I'm saying? You want to put your money on the bag, right? So and then you'd start analyzing things, right? You start analyzing every little thing. You're like, all right, he has a common opponent, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of has two, he's worked with Kyron Davis as well to give him the feedback that he needs to do. Obviously Kyron went with the home team, you know, and he really believes that that's exactly what you guys are going to do is pull up a
Oh,
victory,
you interview
but
Karan?
then you got,
Oh,
come
I,
on,
I,
bro. I went.
I,
this is one of the
Man, I
biggest.
tell
This
you,
is one of
man,
the biggest
I'm
fights of
telling
the
you, I
year,
don't
bro.
really get into the online stuff. I don't be knowing
Oh,
nothing like that, man. I don't, cause sometimes it be like gossip. Sometimes stuff like pull you off your square. Sometimes you see somebody, you hear something and then, you be ready to want to punch somebody in their mouth. I don't get into none of that. I don't even read it. I don't. I never even knew you interviewed Karan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I and then I also interviewed, a whole bunch of other people, and I wanted to like talk about it with you, Um, we got Dennis Douglas. You know what I'm saying? Obviously Fight Hype put up my interview with, him in a little sparring
Oh,
clip, of,
you talking about the one with
you
him and
feel
Caleb?
me? You feel me?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
And Mama's boy, Dennis
Dublin,
Douglas,
yeah, I
Brooklyn,
know, yeah.
yeah. Posted it up.
See, man,
Whew.
who did he post it? Did Dennis post it somewhere?
I don't want to talk about like,
Uh,
how this
because
got done.
like
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
even like talking about sparring in the gym, man. You know what I'm saying? Like how that, like I never used his name or talked about that. I like Dennis. That's my guy. He's from the East Coast. He's from up in Jersey, and we from Philly, and he used
He's
to
cool.
come
He's a
down
cool
and
guy. Yeah.
spar. Julian Williams, long,
Everybody. He
yeah,
got
long
he
time
as
ago.
far as
Yeah. So,
everybody. Let's
but
be honest.
um, that happened, and it's just part of boxing. Sometimes people get clipped in the gym. And
Mhm.
Dennis a cool dude though. But obviously y'all have
Nah,
permission from him to post it, so whatever. Um,
it's
yeah,
the love of the
yeah.
sport.
So
It's the love of
but
the sport.
listen, everybody got their opinion about who gonna win, and that's like I said, that's cool. That kind of stuff. That's all it really is an educated guess. You know what I mean? Nobody knows for sure. If you knew for sure, you could tell me what the lottery gonna be tomorrow. Nobody don't know for sure, but I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of
Hmm.
people riding with David. I'm sure they are. The way his style look and the way he fight and how many knockouts he has. I can understand why more people are picking him to win than are picking us to win. I don't have an issue with that.
Well, yeah, you gotta look at all the
You know
politics part of
what?
it
Even
too, and
it could just be their
it's
opinion.
it.
He's a bigger guy. He got more knockouts. He got like a more violent kind of style. He's like a offensive, dynamic fighter. And usually those guys be like more of the favorites in these kind of fights. You know what I'm saying? So guys like Mike Tyson, guys like Tommy Hearns, they usually the favorites. Mike Tyson for Holyfield, he was the favorite. Tommy Hearns for Ray Leonard, he was the favorite. Usually,
But not
uh,
everybody, not everybody, Brad, man. You got to slow it down. We got
okay,
guys like Buddy McGirt calling for Caleb. You know what I'm saying? Old
that's
school
cool.
guys like that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever, yeah. So I mean, I think it's like this. I've been
Okay.
interviewing a whole bunch of people. It's been like this. It's like that. Yeah, you got some big
Hmm.
names going for David, like Tyson. Yeah, but besides that, this is a betting
Hmm.
one. This is one for Vegas.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's just not for
Yeah.
Vegas. You feel me?
It's a lot of
So
it's a lot of
I mean, I
anticipation,
love it. I love it.
and they both was good trash talkers, so it's a lot of anticipation behind the fight.
Yeah, I can't. I definitely can't wait. I'm definitely gonna have to get my
Hmm.
credentials approved. You know what I'm saying for that. That one gotta be. You know, and but besides that, man, let's get into some of these, predictions. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like a big fight. Obviously, you're not gonna, I know you guys are training for 12 rounds, the cliche thing, with the, we prepare for 12 rounds. I know you're not gonna give me nothing juicy or nothing like that.
The prediction
It's just
you
gonna
you
be,
you want a prediction on the
you
fight?
working hard. Nah, I mean, how you
I
really think it's
can't.
gonna go
It's
down? Yeah.
hard because David can box a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not just a one-dimensional slugger, so it's hard, to tell. I think that I'm gonna have to make some adjustments, and I think David's dad gonna have to make some adjustments. But he can box. I'm not a fool. He got decent boxing skills. He just kind of like box in a way where he's trying to knock you out. He got fast hands. Um, I can see certain parts of the fight being a chess match, and I can see certain parts of the fight, where they kind of unload on each other. Uh, I think that
That's like a one
I
through three
think
chess
yeah,
match,
I think it be,
and then it
and
starts
then
to get a
then
little rowdy
I think it's gonna heat up. I think yeah, I
real
think it's
quick.
gonna heat up. And then after that, both teams are gonna have to make, their adjustments in the middle part of the fight and coming down the stretch.
Hell yeah.
That's how I kind of see it. He's predicting a 6 round knockout, so I'm hoping he come out like that. I really do. I hope he come out.
Come
I hope he come
hard,
out on fire.
quick.
You know,
You think it won't come on like that Subden Matias versus
I
Ponce, like that fire?
hope so.
Like right
I
from round
honestly
one?
do. I do. I hope so. You know what I mean? But
Woo.
whatever way he come out, we're gonna be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Caleb is a boxer that can punch. David
Can't
is a pressure fighter
punch.
that can box. So we
Yeah,
going it's a real
yeah.
good, interesting clash of styles. Um, you know,
Seems like somebody's
said again.
right hand's different though. It seems like somebody's right hand is different, and then you got another one that got a engine that's like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
got a little
yeah,
Hemi
yeah.
on it.
Well, he's he got a good jab too. I see him. He keeps talking about his
Yeah,
reach.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so I can expect him. Yeah,
Keep
he
been
keep
mentioning
talking
about
about
that a
his
lot.
reach.
Yeah, when I
So
talk.
we definitely is we on top of that because he keeps talking about how long his reach is and you know how he has a longer
He's
reach and he
longer.
got better jab and this that and the other. So that's. I expect him to use his jab, you know. I do. I expect him to use his jab in the fight. And you know, he got a real good uppercut. He got a good left hook to the body, you know, but we prepared to fight him at every range, inside, mid range, outside, you know, and like I said, if he come out blazing and try to guarantee this 6 round knockout, we ready for that. Honestly, and I'm not speaking for Caleb. I want him to do that. You know, I want him to do that because that's that that makes I just want him to do that. I ain't gonna get into why, but I want him to do that. Like, you know, like if you put that kind of pressure on yourself and say you're gonna stop a guy in 6 rounds, then let's see you go prove it. You know, because he said it. We didn't say it, he said it. So I yeah,
Gotta
I
be
want to see him prove it.
special to
Yeah,
prove it.
like I want him to come out and do all of that so we can find out what's what, you know? Like whatever you say you're gonna do, I would like to see him try to do it. And if he could do it, I have no problem shaking his hand at the end of the fight and give the man his props. I ain't like that. You know, I could take my losses like I take my wins, you know. But when you talk the way they've been talking, you know, I wonder if they could say, you know what, good fight, y'all. Y'all got us and shake our hands. You know what I mean? I wonder because you when you talk like that, you know, it's two outcomes to a fight. It's a win and a loss. You know, sometimes when you put yourself out there and you say a lot of things and you kind of like put your opponent down and you disrespect them and stuff, it's hard to accept that loss. It's hard to be on the other side of that and be man enough to be like, you know what? Look, dude got me tonight. You know, right? Fighters, you know, a lot of times they can't just accept that. So I'm real curious about you know, because if we lose, I ain't gonna have no problem with doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, 'cause I don't certain things that I'm careful what I say to and about people. So if we lose, I get a man his props. But I want to see if they could do that if they lose. I'm real curious. Forget about whether you like them. You don't gotta like nobody or not to show them respect. Two men share the ring with each other to show them respect. He don't gotta be his friend or like him, but I definitely want to see if he could do that and you know be a man and you know shake his hand and you know move on because I definitely can.
I know you're a man that knows boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I know if we go back in the days like, you know, when Buddy McGirt was fighting and stuff. Like I asked him, I said, "Really, what does this fight remind you of?" And he didn't
This
have an
fight right
answer.
here. You
You
know
feel me?
what?
Yeah, like the
The
style,
styles, it's a lot of
styles.
fights that remind me of, but you very rarely you got a white guy and a Mexican guy in a fight this big. I can't remember none personally. It's usually like a black dude and a Mexican dude. You know what I mean? I never seen too many with a white dude and a Mexican dude.
Yeah.
Um,
But
yeah,
Caleb's
yeah.
different.
Stylistically, kind of remind me a little bit of Oscar and Trinidad. Uh, uh, David don't really fight like Trinidad though, because he fight them fast combinations. Trinidad kind of threw one and two hard punches at a time.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
Trinidad had
probably
that
the
hook.
closest one
So
that
how
I
you
could
gonna?
see off the top of